account today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom Video Conferencing.
Is your computer slowing down?
Yep, I guess I need a new one.
Wait before you waste your money on a new computer. Go to mycleanpc.com and get a free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that could be putting your privacy at risk. Unwanted pop-ups, errors, or spam not only slow your computer down, they may allow third parties to track your activities. Go to mycleanpc.com for a free computer diagnostic. Increase your computer speed today with mycleanpc.com.
New trouble for disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein. Here's ABC's Chuck Severson.
The insurance giant Chubb and other carriers that wrote liability policies for Harvey Weinstein and his film company are arguing in court that they don't cover allegations of sexual misconduct. Weinstein's attorneys say the insurers are supposed to pay for his legal defense. Those expenses are increasing. The insurers want the civil litigation stopped until Weinstein's criminal case is resolved. No ruling by the judge yet.
There's fresh criticism of the Trump administration's tariffs. Here's ABC's Dave Packer with that story.
A top official at the Koch brothers political network decrying the Trump administration's approach to trade policy. Brian Hook's telling the group of donors in Colorado Springs the divisiveness of this White House is causing long-term damage. And in a newly released video, Charles Koch himself calling out tariffs and protectionism.
Because when people act in protectionist ways, they erect barriers, which makes everyone worse off.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
A new look at Senator Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All program says it would cost the government $32.6 trillion over 10 years. Researchers at George Mason University says it would require what they call historic tax increases for everyone to get health insurance in Medicare for All. And if you'd like a job in law enforcement, the town of Palmetto, Louisiana is looking for a police chief. Their old chief moved away, and village officials say nobody there wants to take the position. This is ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology actively invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you, the needle in the haystack.
Try ZipRecruiter now for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/search. That's ZipRecruiter.com/search.
I'm Sherry Preston.
Well, with springtime here, head on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for the things you need. Things like grass seed and garden seed. 10-10-10 fertilizer and 17-17-17 fertilizer. Oakland Feed and Seed carries Kentucky 31 and Rebel Turf and 5-star blend grass seed. That'll look good, won't it? They'll weigh up garden seed by the ounce or by the pound. How much do you need? They'll weigh up grass seed by the pound. Whatever your needs are, Scott and his team at Oakland Feed and Seed will try their best to do it for you. Need strong weed killer? Get it by the quart, gallon, and this kills all. 2.5 gallons is only $49.99. Get rid of them quick. That fish box, 100 count, $19.99. Why don't you come check Oakland Feed and Seed out and check prices? All your animal health needs, from dog shots to wormers. And don't forget to pick up some fire ant control, too. They have what you need at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and locally run.
We'll see skies range between mostly cloudy and partly sunny around the area today, with some widely scattered to scattered showers or thunderstorms possible. A couple of those could produce locally heavy rain. We'll look for highs around 81 to 86. Tonight will be mostly cloudy, a slim chance of a thunder shower or two, and kind of muggy with lows in the upper 60s to low 70s. Lots of clouds for Tuesday, a good chance of showers and storms at times tomorrow, and slightly cooler, highs 79 to 84. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
And that extended forecast for Wednesday, cloudy skies, chance of thunderstorms, highs around 80 degrees. Mostly cloudy overnight, chance of thunderstorms, lows around 70. For Thursday, cloudy thunderstorms, highs around 80, overnight lows around 65 degrees. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mostly cloudy, chances of showers and thunderstorms. Look for highs around 80, overnight lows around 65. And that chance of rain can anywhere from 50 to a 70% chance. 7 minutes past 7 o'clock. 71 degrees at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, Rutherfordton, North Carolina. Yes, we are now broadcasting on our FM signal, 100.9 FM. And coming up on Wednesday, August the 1st, be sure to join us. Got a lot of changes coming up on August the 1st, so be sure to join us. But now we are broadcasting FM 100.9, FM 590 AM, Rutherfordton, North Carolina. In Braves baseball this weekend, the Dodgers beat the Braves on Saturday 5-1. Braves came back yesterday, beat the Dodgers 4-1. Coming up tonight, we've got Braves baseball, Braves and the Marlins, airtime 6:20, and we'll jump in right after Channel 13 News at 6:30. Now, coming up tomorrow night, we've got Forest City Owls baseball. It's a doubleheader. 6 o'clock airtime for the game. We'll have Game 1 at 6, Game 2 right after that at 8. And then on Wednesday night, it's Owls baseball, High Point, 7:05 airtime. And then our final Owls game of the season, regular season game, unless they go into playoffs, will be Friday night, August the 3rd, Forest City Owls and Gastonia Grizzlies at 7:05. So we've got a lot of baseball this weekend. All week long, actually, between the Braves and the Forest City Owls. So join us here on 100.9 FM, AM 590, WCAB. Our morning obituaries. Ronnie Michael Smith, 72, died Thursday in the intensive care unit of Spartanburg Regional. He was born in Spindale, a graduate of RS Central High School, member of the first graduating class of Isothermal Community College, where he served as vice president of his class, completed his education at Appalachian State University, graduated with a bachelor's degree in business and a minor in psychology, survived by his wife of 31 years, Joan Haraway Smith, sons Jeffrey Bryan Smith and Michael Anthony Smith, brothers Larry Douglas Smith, one grandson, his daughter-in-law Kim Smith, and mother-in-law Exie Haraway. He was a member of the First Baptist Church in Spindale. A memorial service will be held at 2 o'clock on Saturday in the chapel of Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. The family will receive friends after the service. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to the National Kidney Foundation at 30 East 33rd Street, New York, 10016. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory Services is in charge of the arrangements for Ronnie Michael Smith. You can hear the obituaries twice today, again at 11:35, and then this evening as part of the afternoon call-around report just after 5 o'clock with Tom Green. It's time now for Rush Limbaugh.
Have washed up on Southwest Florida beaches. They didn't wash up alive. Now, according to turtle researcher Kelly Sloan, many of the washed up turtles are mature adults. And that is really bad because only 1 in 1,000 turtles ever makes it to adulthood. It takes loggerhead turtles 25 to 30 years to mature. And they're already a protected species, so this many washed up turtles could really hurt the sustainability of turtledom. But there is a small comfort. For once, this horrible disaster isn't man's fault. Mother Nature is killing her own. Scientists say the west coast of Florida, from Tampa to Key West, is having the worst red tide bloom since 2006. The culprit killing hundreds of adult sea turtles is algae. But here, on the east coast of Florida, where I am, everything's cool. All is safe. So all of you smart adult turtles, and I know you're listening, save yourselves. Swim to the east coast. Why, we might even leave the light on for you.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitril, the explosive, all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine Viagra on steroids. Noxitril is so powerful, that's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitril free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitril dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 1-800-605-1673. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now. 800-605-1673. That's 800-605-1673.
The recliner
Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Well, ladies, when you hear something go ping, pop, ding dong, in your car and you really don't know what that racket might be, well, take your car to Ellenberg's Garage. Now, let's kind of talk about Ellenberg's. When you talk about state-of-the-art, let me tell you about Jimmy Ellenberg at Ellenberg's Garage in Gilkey. He has a new state-of-the-art four-wheel alignment machine. If your car has a shaking or a shimmering problem, take it to the pros at Ellenberg's Garage. You'll be back on the road in no time with a smooth ride, all size cars and trucks. It's the newest one out there, and Ellenberg's Garage can get you ready for hot weather driving with air conditioning repair. Don't suffer through the rest of this summer because Ellenberg's is just right up the road and can take care of the problem. If you need a transmission flush or if you need new tires, it's your one-stop store, locally owned and operated, locally run, Ellenberg's Garage. And I know Jimmy doesn't mind if I do this, tell you this, but I've taken my car there a lot of times, and I'd hear noise, and I'd try, you try to say, tell him, what does it sound like? And Jimmy will take the car out, he'll drive it around, he'll listen for it until he finds that noise. So mention Jim Bishop's name or WCAB, and you can get $10 off. Thank you, Todd. We like to support our local businesses, so we've made arrangements to get you $10 off. Give me a yay, Todd. Thank you. Often for your mechanical work at Ellenberg's Garage. They're at 110 Lawing Mill Road, right across from the old Gilkey School. That phone number is 287-7996. 287-7996. And ladies, you'll never be made fun of when you go in trying to describe what that little noise sounds like. Ellenberg's Garage in Gilkey. Go by today.
At the beginning of the 19th century, the Shoshone and the Blackfoot Indians occupied what is now southern Idaho. In 1781, the Shoshone were plagued with a smallpox epidemic, losing thousands of tribal members. Over the next 25 years, the more aggressive Blackfoot were able to force the weakened Shoshone into the mountains. When Lewis and Clark came through the area in 1805, the Shoshone welcomed them and provided Lewis and Clark with horses to cross the Rocky Mountains. The Shoshone were hoping to get the white man to help them fight the Blackfoot, but unfortunately, the white man turned out to be a greater danger than the Blackfoot. By 1857, the Shoshone had a new chief called Pocatello. During this time, the Mormon were moving into the area occupied by the Shoshone. For about 5 years, the Shoshone and the Mormon battled each other with a number of atrocities being committed on both sides. In 1863, the government sent a detachment of soldiers to protect the Mormon and pacify the Shoshone. For a couple of months, Chief Pocatello was able to avoid the military, and then he proposed a settlement. If the Mormon would provide the Shoshone with compensation for their lost land and game, the Shoshone would no longer fight them. On July 30, 1863, Pocatello put an X on the Treaty of Box Elder. Unfortunately, the number of settlers continued to grow, and no matter what Pocatello did to forestall it, the Shoshone ended up on a reservation where he died in 1884. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
17 minutes past 7 o'clock at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB in Rutherfordton. The Sheriff's Department, we got a call that they are out on a call, and they'll be calling back in with a report in just a little bit. But first, we're going to go on to 911 and check in with Candy this morning. Good morning, Candy.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Doing good.
Good. Well, good. What have you got to report this morning?
In the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 837 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 79 for EMS, 43 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office had 258, Forest City had 84, Rutherford had 42, Lake Lure had 27, Spindale had 65. Our fire calls, Cliffside had responded to a vehicle fire, Cherry Mountain to a motor vehicle accident, Forest City to 2 motor vehicle accidents, Pudlow to a motor vehicle accident, Lake Lure to a motor vehicle accident, SDO to a motor vehicle accident, and Sandy Muster motor vehicle accident, and that's all we had.
My goodness, a lot of motor vehicle accidents this weekend.
Yes, we did.
Candy, you have a great day. Hope it's a slow day, and we'll talk to you later.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC Forest City.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck Forest City. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Olmsted Plumbing. Since 1973, the Olmsted family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Olmsted Plumbing at 245-7302.
19 minutes past 7 o'clock. Moving along, we're in the SDO area and checking in with Ruby Taylor. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
What have you got to report this morning?
The fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle accident. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Brian Baynard and Reverend Ron Wilkins having birthdays today, and hope these people have a nice day, and the Suns are in defeat today and tomorrow. And that's all I got, Lou.
All right, Ruby, did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Good. You have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, you too.
All right, bye-bye. You know, you can tell a successful business by the company they keep, and that the customers keep going back and back and back. And, you know, I know that's why Southern Carpet is so popular in this county. Since 1993, Gerald and Lynn Toney have set out to offer the best products at affordable prices and ensure their customers are satisfied. Their son Clayton joined the business when he was old enough to look over the display cases, and he's been impressing customers ever since. The company, Southern Carpet, keeps and includes some of the best: Bruce Hardwood, Appalachian Hardwood, Armstrong Vinyl, Shaw Carpet, and many more you'll recognize. Southern Carpet has the largest selection of hardwoods and laminates in the area. Check with them when you want something done to your floors. Free estimates and expert installation. Drop by and see them at 1512 West Main Street in Forest City, right across the street from North State Gas Company. Check them out on Facebook and check out their website at www.southern.carpet.net. Moving on up the road to Fairfield and checking in with Steve. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Lou. How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, not too bad. It's been a busy weekend and a busy week and a half we got ahead of us with the Olympiad coming up. So we're always surprises us how much there is to do to get ready for it.
Well, I didn't get a chance to get up toward your area this weekend. I was riding around. We are now FM. We are 100.9 FM. We are not up to full power yet.
Right.
But if you get a chance at some point to get a FM radio, got a radio next to you and flip it over to the FM, how about call and let me know if you're picking us up your way?
Okay, 109?
100.9.
Okay, big leagues.
Yeah, 100.9 FM. Just holler back and let me know and see if we're coming in. We're, right, like I said, we're not really at high power yet, but I got us all the way into Cleveland County and all the way up to Interstate 40. Our engineer picked us up. So our signal's going out really, really good.
Oh, that's awesome. Is it going to be, let's see, after dark, do you have to turn it down a little bit? I think a lot of stations have to do that with their...
AM does, FM, no.
Okay. Well, that'd be neat. That's big league right there. So that'll be a good new addition for the community. It'll be a big boost for the community, I'm sure. A lot of folks listening in and want to hear more.
Yep, get our signal out farther.
Awesome. I do want to once again promote the Rutherford County Fire Rescue Association Memorial that they're putting together. There's raffle tickets you can buy. You can go to any fire station in the county and purchase some tickets for a raffle, and there's some firearms that you can win, including a semi-automatic shotgun and some Rugers. So it's a good cause and good chance to win something. So stop by one of the fire stations in the county and pick up some raffle tickets. I've got mine. So we're going to help those folks sell those tickets, and maybe some folks that I know will win some guns. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of tickets sold, and it's a good cause, and we're happy to help those who serve us in the community and communities. So we're certainly good with that. Here it's a busy weekend. Had a wedding, and of course we got the Olympiad coming up, as I mentioned earlier. So we're kind of full throttle still.
Well, you've always got a bear story. I've got a deer story for you.
Okay.
I started home Saturday and pulled out of the radio station parking lot, started out Whiteside Road, and got to the intersection of Spindale Street and Whiteside Road, and there was a doe with her two little babies, and they were nursing on the side of the road. And I was able to stop and get a couple of pictures of her, and then there was a car coming from the other direction, so I flashed my lights to get the car to stop because I was afraid she would run back out in front of it. And I put my hand out the window, look, and the lady looked and saw the deer standing there and the babies, and I pulled up beside them and I went, shoot, run, go, run. And that deer stood there and looked at me, lady, you're crazy. And then she took off running into the woods. Babies went behind them. That was so cute.
Yeah, they're adjusted to people. I mean, when they're out there like that. Problem is, not everybody's real careful like you are.
Yeah.
So, so I hope that all ends well with that little family there. We certainly try to encourage people to go a little slower on the way to work right around here in this area because of the deer population. But, it has dwindled because of the coyotes, unfortunately. We don't see near the deer we used to see.
Well, I had a big buck down on the bypass about 3 or 4 years ago, and that hurt my feelings. I didn't like that sensation when I hit it. It was horrible.
No, it's bad enough you run over
dog or a cat.
Or animal, yeah, and get a big one like that, it does, I'm sure. We have one employee who's hit 3 deer on his way to work over the years. So I think he drives a little more cautious than the rest of us coming to work based on his experiences. So we're trying to get the word out there, especially people coming to work around dusk, daybreak. That's when they seem to be the most confused, in particular around November when hunting season starts or whenever it is. They keep changing up the seasons on us, the start dates and the ending dates. But the deer season seems to be a little more regular than the rest of them, a little more consistent. So we're Monday morning, and we're trying to catch up, and trying to get caught up, and trying to get things going here. So we're, I think, already doing pretty well.
All righty then. Well, Steve, you have a good day.
Well, you do the same, and
Stay out of the heat.
Sure and check and and I'll give y'all a holler back.
Okay, all righty.
All right,
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Get ready for those hot summer months driving with a stop at RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue. The Express Inspection Station gets you back on the road and keeps you legal. Speedy Lube has 2 lanes to serve you, gets you in and out in no time, and vacuum your car while the oil is being changed, air conditioner checked, transmission flushed, wiper blades replaced if needed, even a top-of-the-line car wash, all at RS Speedy Lube and Inspection Station, Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Take care of that car and have a safe trip.
Well, earlier the Sheriff's Department called and they were all out on a call, and now they're back in, and we have Officer Bailey on the phone with us this morning. Good morning, Officer Bailey.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. I hope you are.
I am, thank you. What have you got to report this morning?
In the last 48 hours, the Sheriff's Office has responded to 253 calls for service. There have been 15 arrests processed, and there's currently 203 inmates housed in the jail. For incident reports, a Jody Nealon of Spindale reported a felony larceny of various U.S. currency taken. A Michael Thompson of Mooresboro reported a felony breaking and entering, larceny after breaking and entering, and breaking and entering of a motor vehicle. There was numerous items taken: a vehicle radio, speakers, hand tools, and 2 blower heaters. Kara Duncan of Forest City reported a break and enter of a motor vehicle and a larceny from a vehicle. Items taken were a purse, a wallet, several debit cards, some cash, and the victim's driver's license. 3 Nails Incorporated of Newland, North Carolina, reported a larceny of a motor vehicle. The vehicle taken was a 2003 Ford F-150. Terry Phillips of Forest City reported safe cracking and a misdemeanor larceny. Items taken were some medication and some cash. And for arrest reports, Kyle Avery Cox of Rutherford was charged with assault on a female and communicating threats. He received a 48-hour domestic violence hold. Wesley Thompson of Rutherford was charged with larceny of a firearm and possession of firearm by felon. Received a $20,000 secured bond. Billy Joe Cosby of Ellenboro was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor and communicating threats. Received a $1,000 secured bond. Joseph Hedrick of Forest City was charged with resisting public officer and second-degree trespass. Received a $3,000 secured bond. And Amanda Ledbetter of Rutherford was charged with failure to appear. Received a $3,000 secured bond. That's all I have this morning. That's all I got for you this morning.
Yeah, all righty. Can you tell us anything about where y'all were this morning? What the call was, that no one was there to take our call this morning?
There was just several calls that came out at the same time, and we had multiple officers tied up.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. All righty. Well, hopefully the rest of your day goes a little bit better, and we'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697.
When you want some sound facts about better hearing, go see Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear in Forest City. Millions of satisfied Miracle Ear customers worldwide, and there's no better respected or well-known brand in hearing aids than Miracle Ear. Schedule your free hearing test by calling 828 888-368-4126. Now, you may want to ask about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0 with the advanced technology. It has high-def sound quality that adapts to your surroundings automatically, zeroing in on conversations while reducing distracting background noise. It prevents those embarrassing whistling sounds that can occur sometimes. There are so many features that you will appreciate about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0. Ask Lisa Terry about it when you're ready for a positive change in your hearing. The Forest City office is at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102. Phone number 828-368-4126. Or the Shelby office at 1506 East Dixon Boulevard. And you can check them out on the web at www.miracle-ear-forestcitync.com. Time to move on around the county, and we're checking in with Bob Hodge. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning, Lou.
How are you this morning?
Oh, we're doing good for a Monday morning up here. Sort of cloudy up our way this morning.
Yeah, it's cloudy here.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have pretty good chance of rain about all week this week, so maybe won't have any bad storms or anything, but looks like it's going to be a pretty wet week up here.
Hopefully it'll cool things off a little bit.
Yeah. Did they get anything done on the FM station side over the weekend?
We are now broadcasting at 100.9 FM.
They're broadcasting now, huh?
Yep. Now we're on a lower power. We're not completely up to high power yet, but we are on 100.9 FM.
100.9.
Yep. 100.9.
Okay. Yeah, Amma Jane said she tuned it in. She's got it.
All right.
But we're getting it over here, yeah.
Well, howdy.
Yeah. Maybe we can get out farther.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Lou, up here with the fire department over the weekend, we faced a few medical calls. Hadn't had any fire or wreck calls so far over the weekend, and things are running pretty quiet up here this morning. And, Lou, I hope you have a good day now, and you take care.
You too, Bob, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Well, right now at Washburn Store, you can still get those electric and hand-turned ice cream freezers. They've got a new shipment of straw hats in. Outback rough leather hats, wind chimes, stick candy, overalls, and now remember, if they don't have your size overall, they will order your size. Honey, tomatoes are $1.49 a pound. And as I said, they've got ladies and men's straw hats. They do have a few tomato and pepper plants left. They've got sun visors and golf caps. Afghans made in North Carolina, sending your college kids off to school. May want to send them on with an Afghan. It's going to get, this is almost August, but September, October, be here soon, so send them off with an Afghan. They've got still some vegetable plants, flower plants for fall. So go by Washburn Store in the Washburn community and just take a walk around. And, you never know what you'll find at Washburn Store. And if you're thinking about doing some work in your kitchen, go look at some of the new kitchen cabinets at Henson Building Material. Take your idea to Henson's Building and look at all the choices that they have and all the expert help that they have to go with it. Looking for a change of light fixtures? Take your ideas to Henson's. They have beautiful varieties and expert help to go with it. If you're a do-it-yourself kind of person, you need Henson's building material professionals to offer you suggestions and help you along the way. The folks at Henson's take a lot of pride in their showroom design center, and they love to help you decide what's best for your home and your budget. Now, not only should you compare prices, but compare quality before you buy. At Henson's Building Material, you get quick in and out, hassle-free service. And listen, should they not have your item in stock, they will order it for you. They keep a full supply of shingles, a full variety of paints, water heaters, and a whole lot more. And they can even cut keys for home and auto, including the chip keys. Duke Street in Forest City is where they're located, 7:30 to 5 o'clock Monday through Friday, and 8 to 12 on Saturdays. That's Henson Building Materials in Forest City. Moving on to Cherry Mountaineering, checking in. We've got Sue Price on the phone. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Lou.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I am.
Well, good. Looks like it's going to be a kind of a cloudy day out there this morning. We had rain last night. I was sitting in the living room. All of a sudden, it just started pouring the rain. It rained for maybe 3 or 4 minutes and slowed down a little. I don't know how long it rained then. I didn't hear it. But we got a rain shower last night. I didn't hear any thunder. It just started pouring the rain all of a sudden. Does that easily these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, we may be getting some more today. It's cloudy here now. And I got 71 degrees, so it's warm out there. It's going to be another hot day, I guess. We had got some summer days. I liked your deer story.
That was so sweet. It was so cute. And she had two little babies, and they were just, and she just looked at me like, "Well, what do you want?"
Richard called me the other evening. He's in here at the table sitting, and I was in the living room. He said, "Honey," I said, "What you want?" He said, "Come here. There's a deer out here." And there's a little deer standing there at the windows just looking up.
Oh.
And it had the little dots all over, stripes of those little white dots on it. It was so pretty. And it just stood there a little bit and looked up at us, and then it walked on off.
Yeah. She wasn't afraid, but I was afraid her or one of the babies wanted back into the road because they were right on the edge of the road.
Yeah. Well, you never know where they're going to be. Now, I always try to look, but you never know. They can come out in the road in a hurry.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. The fire department had one wreck call. I think about all the departments had motor vehicle accidents, so people need to really be careful. I don't know. We've had too many wrecks around. And I don't have any birthdays on either one of my calendars, or no birthdays or anniversaries for today, so not anybody that I know celebrating, but I hope all those that have a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day and enjoy their special day. And in my announcements, the community ride, gospel singing coming up at Mount Harmony Baptist Church. That's Friday, August the 10th, starting at 7 o'clock. And it'll be the Songfellers Quartet. And I'm sure that's going to be a good singing. I hope we have a good turnout for it from the community around. And so far, that's the only announcement I have. It's just been quiet over this way, not a whole lot of announcements. I think there's some Bible schools going on, and I'm sure all the kids are excited about that. But not a lot of news, so we just hope to have a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Lou.
You too, Sue.
And I did get your FM station.
What, coming in clear, I hope?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
You have a good one.
You too. So talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You know, Your vision is very, very important to you, and who you trust your vision care should also be important. Dr. Troy Tevis, he's the owner-operator of Tri-City Optometric Eye Care in Rutherford. He's been voted the best in Rutherford County 3 years in a row. Now, Dr. Tevis, OD, PhD, takes the time to understand his patients' needs and concerns. Tri-City Optometric Eye Care offers full-service eye exams, contact lenses, emergency eye treatment, quality, affordable eyewear, and hundreds of fashion frames. The friendly office staff will be glad to file your visit with Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross, United Healthcare, March Vision, iMed, just to name a few. And Dr. Tevis is accepting new patients. Just call 828-288-8662 for an appointment. Tri-City Optometric Eye Care is located at 337 North Main Street in Rutherford, and Dr. Tevis also has an office located in Tryon at 486 South Trade Street. If your vision is important to you, who you trust it to should be just as important. Tri-City Optometric Eye Care on Main Street in Rutherford. Moving on up the road to Union Mills, we got Brenda Kelly. Morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this magnificent Monday morning?
It is a magnificent Monday morning.
It is. You're coming in loud and clear on FM up here.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've got 68 degrees on the front porch. Birthdays and anniversaries today. I've got Dean and Diana Dotson, Lois Condry, Julia Lane, and Jess and Vanessa Parton anniversaries. I don't have anything on round here, so we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. And in ways of announcements, Britain Presbyterian Church will be celebrating 250 years on the first Sunday in August. Also will be homecoming service at 11 o'clock. They'll have a meal afterwards. Everybody bring a well-filled picnic basket. Then on the second Sunday in August, Richard Gibbon will be speaking at 11 o'clock service, and the meal that Sunday will be catered. And then the Union Mills Learning Center's reading program, I think, is going to come to an end. That'll be tomorrow, July the 31st, from 10 a.m. to noon, and the is Building for the Future. Then we got Friday, August the 3rd, 7 p.m., Tri-County Bluegrass at the Union Mills Learning Center. Meal beginning at 6 p.m. The cost is $5. Vegetable plate with roll, dessert, and drink. They have a tip jar available for the band. And then all-class reunion for Alexander School students on August 11th, starting at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. at Union Mills Learning Center on Hudlow Road in Union Mills. There will be a lunch on Sunday, August the 12th at 12 p.m. on the first floor of the Union Mills Learning Center. Cost of meal is $10, and you can pay at the door or purchase tickets in advance on Saturday. And you was talking about the deer. Anybody that's on REA gets a little book called Carolina Country, and on page 28 there's some good information in there about the changes in the hunting this year for North Carolina, and it says deer hunters in North Carolina will have a 2-buck, 4-doe limit across the state in this season. So if you know anybody that's got that little book and you're a hunter, you might want to borrow it, or if they're through with it, they might let you have it and read that. It's got a lot of good information in it.
Oh, okay.
But I guess all I got going on that I know of so far.
Well, Brenda, I hope I hope she got way down in the woods and away from the cars, away from the road. And
she did. She went over on Charles Black's pasture.
Well, she was down at the lower end on Whiteside Road. She wasn't on Spindale Street. She was on Whiteside Road. So,
so she went over toward
toward the river, toward that little creek, toward that campground.
Yeah, that's Hollins Creek. That's down there in my old stomping grounds. I was raised right down there.
I knew you'd know exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's Hollins Creek, and that little deer just hopped right over. I went over and visited with Annette Sheehan.
Yep, she sure did. That's where she went.
Yeah. Oh, me. But yeah, something like that's really neat to see. But I don't know of anything else going on up here so far. It's cloudy. Looks like it's going to pour down rain just any minute. But we hope everybody has a good day.
You too, Brenda. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, catch you later.
All right, later.
Gregory's Original Restaurant in the Park Lane Plaza is the perfect dining choice of Rutherford County. Greg offers all your favorite dishes. Try their delicious subs, grinders, pasta, chicken, burgers, fresh garden salads, and the most delicious steaks served with mushroom gravy or peppers and onions. Be sure to call on Gregory's for all your catering needs at 287-2171. Check out the website for menus and event information, www.gregorysoriginal.com. Gregory's in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply in Rutherfordton has garden supplies including vegetable plants, seeds, shrubs, and more. Mulch available by the bag or scoop. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply is now the authorized dealer for Mantis Tillers and Mary Tillers. Check with Farmer's Friend for details. Get your propane grill tanks filled. 20 pounds, only $10.99. There's much more. Stop by for springtime. 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, Saturdays until 2.
Well, we're having trouble getting in touch with Luther, so we'll keep trying. And, you can enjoy these hot summer days with the drop-in. Enjoy sausage biscuits, only $1.59 or 2 for $3. Gravy biscuits, only $1.49. Great deal, 2 hunks of Hunt Brothers pizza for only $5. All 15-count Coke products, $3.99. 8 flavors of the new creatine energy drink, Bang, 2 12-ounce bangs for only $4. And, the heat can reach dangerous levels, and today the heat index is going to make it feel around 89 to 90 degrees. So you're going to need to stay hydrated. 32-ounce Powerade, 2 for $2. Regular, $1.69. Now 2 for $2. Drop-ins have ATMs for your convenience 7 days a week. The drop-ins got your summer drinks taken care of. So come on, drop in.
43 years experience behind the name, voted best of best 8 years. That's why folks depend on Hutchins Pest Control. You can call on Tim and his team for moisture control, waterproofing, mold remediation, air quality control, dehumidification, and of course, pest control, rats, fire ants, termites, wildlife removal, and so much more. Call them today for your free estimate. 287-5171. Get the job done by the professionals and relax. Hutchins Pest Control, honest, dependable, and on-time service.
The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304.
Be sure to tell your friends and neighbors that WCAB is now 100.9 FM, along with our 590 AM. We are 100.9 FM, 590 AM, Rutherfordton, North Carolina. And be sure to join us on Wednesday, August the 1st. Got a big surprise, a lot of changes coming.
Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about.
Happy birthday. Well, we couldn't get Luther this morning, so we're going to move on to our birthday. Celebrating a birthday this morning, Scarlett Wilson from Cliffside, celebrating a birthday today. Savannah Hodge is 10 today from Rutherford. Nicholas Wingo, he's 13, a student at East Middle, lives in the Goods Creek area. Also celebrating a birthday on this 30th day of July, anniversary, Dean and Diane Dotson celebrating an anniversary today. Lois Condry, Julia Lane celebrating birthdays today. Also celebrating a wedding anniversary, Jess and Vanessa Parton. We have Dean and Diane Dotson and Jess and Vanessa Parton celebrating wedding anniversaries, and Lois Condry and Julia Lane celebrating birthdays today. About a minute, we'll give away those Daylight Donuts from Granny B's, and you still got just a little less than a minute to get that birthday or anniversary called in.
A wife was complaining to her counselor that she had been coming to him for 2 years and all he ever did was listen. She commented, "You never say anything back." The counselor sat there in silence. The patient in desperation said, "I don't have to come here to get this kind of help. I can just stay home with my husband. That's all he ever does." Lack of communication, or at least poor communication, is one of the greatest problems faced in marriage. She often wants him to listen, to give her his undivided attention, to act like he genuinely cares about her interests, while on the other hand, what he considers little chit-chat does not come easily, so he tends to avoid it, especially if it involves feelings and sentimental things. Men and women are different in their needs and desires. Therefore, they each understand a completely different idea of communication. They get upset when the other person doesn't respond like they think they should. Frustration and anger are often the result. What can couples do? How can they improve their communications and their marriages? 1. Ask God for wisdom and understanding. 2. Seek to understand life through the other person's eyes. This is not easy, especially since we usually don't think the same way. And finally, attempt to meet the other person's need rather than focusing only on yourself. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for these programs are available in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
And congratulations to our Daylight Donuts winner, Nicholas Wingo. He's 13, lives in the Goods Creek area, student at East Middle. If you know Nicholas, make sure you wish him a very happy birthday. And Nicholas, just send someone by or come by and pick up your certificate. Get your Daylight Donuts.
Investigation report released today, more than 4 years after Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared, highlights shortcomings in the government's response and raised the possibility of intervention by a third party, such as someone holding the pilots hostage. There was no evidence of abnormal behavior or stress in the two pilots, though. Saganab Shah is the sister of the MH370 captain and feels the report clears her brother's name.
There's nothing negative about his character, nothing negative about the nature of his work, his professional record, his family conditions, nothing negative.
Officials at Hanging Rock State Park in Stokes County say a teenager fell 20 to 30 feet from a cliff yesterday. No word on his condition. It was just about a year ago that Hatteras and Ocracoke Islands, packed with tourists, were thrust into darkness when a construction crew on the Bonner Bridge cut a primary power line. Business owner Anna Warner tells NCT News that there was a great deal of uncertainty.
And so then it became apparent it was a bigger issue. And then it became a very big issue because we weren't sure when it would come back on. There were different stories. It could take days. It could take weeks.
A car fire has burned nearly 150 square miles in California. It's currently 17% contained. About 40,000 people have been forced from their home. Carter Evans is there.
Authorities are facing another problem here as well, looting. So far, 3 people have been arrested, including one man in camouflage and carrying a loaded gun, according to police.
Many small businesses are hurting for workers. That's the assessment from Greg Thompson with the North Carolina chapter of the National Federation of Independent Business. He argues that demand will push up wages without government involvement.
While we oppose an increase in minimum wage because the NFIB feels and the members of NFIB feel that let the marketplace set minimum wage.
You're listening to NCN News.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. So here's a 26-second message of encouragement.
Hi, I'm Stacy. Look, I've been there. It's tough. And I just want to say, if you find yourself feeling negative, use it as motivation. Let it be like the fuel in the fire to keep you going. Because the best is yet to come. Seriously, you're capable of great things you probably haven't even dreamed of yet. So don't quit now. See you at graduation.
Do you have 26 seconds to convince a student to stay at their desk? Now you can share your message of support at boostup.org. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
The State Highway Patrol says 3 people died when a speeding car ran off the road and hit trees in North Carolina. Sergeant John Edwards of the Highway Patrol tells the Fayetteville Observer that the wreck happened over the weekend outside of Lillington and Harnett County. He says the car appeared to be traveling more than 100 miles per hour. This morning, WREL TV news anchor Jeff Hogan is recovering after a weekend body surfing accident along the coast. He's in a Wilmington hospital where he's recovering from head and neck injuries.
Hey there, folks. Wanted you to hear from me. I'm going to be off the air for a short period of time while I'm on the mend from a little body surfing accident down at the beach.
He missed the royal wedding. Now he misses his daughter.
Thomas Markle says his daughter Meghan has cut him out of her life, that he hasn't spoken to her in 10 weeks, that she's changed her phone number, and he can't even get a hold of her royal aides. With her marriage to Prince Harry, the former American actress is now the Duchess of Sussex. Speaking to the Mail on Sunday, the 73-year-old Markle predicts Meghan will have a baby in the next year, and he'll be denied knowing his grandchild. He believes he's been frozen out because of statements he's made to the media. Markle claims it would be better for Meghan if he died. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
An American icon is turning 50, and we hear from CBS's Jim Taylor, Big Mac is still going strong.
You know what we're talking about.
All beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
The Big Mac, launched in 1968 with an unforgettable TV jingle. The recipe for it has not changed. While all around the Golden Arches, change is swirling. The company's struggling to stay relevant. McDonald's actually reducing the number of its outlets across America. Hey, let's do that again.
Two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
McDonald's Big Mac. Jim Taylor, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice. Check us online at www.wcab59.com.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. At least 6 people are now dead in the big car fire in Northern California. It has burned through nearly 100,000 acres. ABC's Alex Stone is there.
Walking through the burned-out neighborhoods here, home after home is gone. Nothing is left except for chimneys and charred remains of what were water heaters. Cars outside melted. Now, new numbers out today, 657 homes here have been destroyed. Close to 900 buildings in total have burned, and the fire is still going.
Fire officials say they've made some progress. The fire now 17% contained. The car fire forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate. Police now say they have arrested 2 people on suspicion of looting empty homes. Congress has until the end of September to come up with a new budget, but the president is ready to close things down. ABC's Karen Travers is at the White House.
President Trump's threat to shut down the government over border wall funding comes as Republicans are already facing a tough challenge in the midterm elections. Government funding runs out 37 days before November's election day. A fight over spending could also take away from the big item on the agenda for Senate Republicans in September, confirming Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court.
Board of directors at CBS is meeting today after the report in the New Yorker accusing CBS chief Les Moonves of sexually harassing several women. Ronan Farrow wrote the article. He spoke with ABC News.
The goals of these women coming forward, both the 6 with allegations about Mr. Moonves and also dozens more talking about a culture of abuse across CBS's different divisions, weren't aiming to take people down. The goal here was to expose stories that had been buried for a long time.
Man accused of killing 5 people at an Annapolis newspaper has his first court appearance today. Basketball star LeBron James calls today his greatest day ever. His foundation is helping open an elementary school in Akron, Ohio for at-risk kids. James says kids who go there will be able to go to the University of Akron for free. You're listening to ABC News.
This is a special announcement for all Americans who owe back taxes to the IRS or state. Pay attention. There's a special toll-free hotline set up especially for you. This hotline will give you free information on how you can legally reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call the taxpayer hotline today at 800-441-1943. Grab a pen or put the number in your cell phone. 800-441-1943. You'll speak with qualified professionals who tell you how to stop the collection calls, IRS letters, bank levies, and wage garnishments. And they'll deal directly with the IRS on your behalf, so you don't have to. Even if you haven't filed returns or you already are in a payment plan, you can still get relief. New IRS settlement policies have opened the doors for a fresh start. But hurry, this won't last forever, and your tax problem will only get worse if you do nothing or try to handle it yourself. It makes a big difference in who you call. So call the taxpayer hotline today for free information. 800-441-1943. 800-441-1943.
Brought to you by South Coast Tax.
There are new questions over a controversial program at the TSA. The Boston Globe says federal air marshals have at times monitored certain travelers, even if they don't have any known terror links. ABC News analyst Steve Ganyard says,
after 9/11, much of the highly effective counterterrorism processes that the U.S. has been using rely on interagency sharing of intelligence. In this case, it seems like the TSA is almost freelancing. They're not looking at anybody that's on a known terrorist list.
Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal is introducing a resolution today calling for all documents related to 9/11 to be declassified. A home that was never meant to be a home is now changing hands on Long Island. ABC's Andy Field explains.
How would you like to live in a lighthouse? Margaret Winsky's done that for more than 30 years at the tip of Long Island in the 222-year-old Montauk Lighthouse. She was the caretaker, did it for free in return for the place to live. She worked in the post office to pay the bills, and now that she's turned 60, she wants to move to Maine. So another Long Islander is moving into the building that has kept ships from crashing on the rocks for 2 centuries. Andy Field, ABC News.
And part of a Beverly Hills is now available for $1 billion. Pocket change, 157 acres. It's empty, sits on top of a hill. One expert says it'll likely never sell for that price, but will probably go for about $200 million. This is ABC News.
Is your computer slowing down?
Yep, I guess I need a new one.
Wait before you waste your money on a new computer. Go to mycleanpc.com and get a free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that could be putting your privacy at risk. Unwanted pop-ups, errors, or spam not only slow your computer down, they may allow third parties to track your activities. Go to mycleanpc.com for a free computer diagnostic. Increase your computer speed today with mycleanpc.com.
I'm sure.
Stop by the famous Jesse James Railroad Express Railroad Avenue in Rutherford and load up on delicious burgers, club sandwiches, hot dogs, fresh salads, taco salads, chicken or tuna plates, and of course, refreshing ice cream and donuts. Come early and enjoy a big express breakfast. Everything made to order fresh every day. They're open Monday through Saturday from 8 to 4. Railroad Express has been named the best coffee and burger shop in Rutherford County. Stop by today and enjoy a Railroad Express dining experience. All aboard the Railroad Express, Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. And Mondays only, mention this ad and get a regular hot dog with mustard and onions, only 99 cents, Mondays only.
We'll see skies range between mostly cloudy and partly sunny around the area today, with some widely scattered to scattered showers or thunderstorms possible. A couple of those could produce locally heavy rain. We'll look for highs around 81 to 86. Tonight will be mostly cloudy, a slim chance of a thunder shower or two, and kind of muggy with lows in the upper 60s to low 70s. Lots of clouds for Tuesday, a good chance of showers and storms at times tomorrow, and slightly cooler, highs 79 to 84. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Do take care out today. The heat index is going to make it feel more like 90 degrees, even with the clouds cover. That extended forecast for Wednesday, mostly cloudy, chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs around 80 degrees. Thunderstorms overnight, lows around 70. Thursday, mostly cloudy showers, highs around 80, overnight lows around 65. For Friday, mostly cloudy, showers likely, highs around 80 degrees. For Saturday, cloudy skies, showers likely, highs around 80. And then Sunday, highs around 85 degrees, still more showers. But that heat index on Sunday going to make it feel more like 90 to 95 degrees. Right now we're at 72 degrees, mostly cloudy skies at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, Rutherford, North Carolina. Always on Monday, we check in on the job market, and we check in with Terry Thomas on Monday mornings. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm tongue-tied. How about you?
Doing fine.
What got you? Well, let's try again. We've got Terry Thomas with us this morning. Good morning, Terry. How are you?
Just fine.
Good. What jobs have you got for us this morning?
Okay, we were going to start in the Columbus area. We have an electrician's position. This job requires 2 years experience and a high school diploma, and this job pays $16 up to $25 an hour, depending upon experience. We also have a fitter welder position. You must have MIG or TIG welding experience, a high school diploma, and this job pays $16 to $25 an hour. We also have a machine tool builder and a machine tool pipe fitter for the same company in Columbus. This job requires at least 2 years experience, a high school diploma, and it pays from $16 to $25 an hour, depending upon experience. Over in the Mooresboro area, we have an operator position in a manufacturing plant. You must have a high school diploma and at least 1 year of heavy manufacturing experience, and this job pays $16.25 an hour. We also have a lead operator, which is a supervisor position in a manufacturing plant in the Mooresboro area. You must have 1 year of supervisory experience, a high school diploma, and this job pays from $20 to $22 an hour, depending upon experience. Over in the Rutherford area, we have a quality engineer position. This requires a bachelor's degree and at least 2 years of engineering experience, and pay depends upon experience. We have an IT project leader position. This requires 2 years of IT experience, high school diploma, and the pay depends upon experience. Also in the Rutherford area, we have a junior product development engineer. This requires a bachelor's degree, and this job pays up to $105,000 a year, depending upon experience. We have a sales and marketing manager for the Rutherford area. This requires 5 years of marketing experience, and it does require a bachelor's degree, and pay depends upon experience. We have various RN positions and LPN positions throughout the county, and certified nursing assistants and personal care aide throughout the county. And these are just a few of the jobs that we have available at the Rutherford County NC Works Career Center. We are located at 223 Charlotte Road, Rutherford. For more information or these or other positions, you can call us at 286-3042, or you can go on our website at www.ncworks.gov.
Terry, thank you so very much, and we hope you have a great Monday, great week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
That's right. That's my pleasure.
Thanks, Jerry. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mark your calendar for another exciting Hot Nights, Cool Rides car show, beautiful downtown Forest City. This marks the 27th annual show. It's one of the largest car shows in the Southeast. Show begins Saturday, August the 18th, 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. Registration is Friday, August the 17th, from 2 until 8. Saturday, August the 18th, from 9 until 2. $25 per car. Live music from Jack Roper and the Weatherman Band, Wiregrass and Night Move Band. Lots of great food vendors. Come out and enjoy a day of beautiful cars and family fun. Downtown Forest City, August the 18th, beginning at 9 a.m.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt at Insurance Service Associates, about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301 at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
Shop Jay's Discount Grocery for your grocery needs and save big money. Incredible savings on everything in the store. Famous name brands arriving daily at a fraction of the cost. Fresh fruits and vegetables on Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Jay's has delicious steaks, pork chops, roast, cut fresh daily. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 7, Friday and Saturday, 8 to 8, closed on Sundays. EBT and debit cards are welcome. And don't forget to check out Jay's on Facebook for daily specials. Located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City behind the hospice resale shop. Call 828-382-0457. Shop Jay's and walk out with a pocket full of savings.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
13 minutes past 8 o'clock. Well, the news today from WCAB. WCAB is now broadcasting on FM. We are now 100.9 FM, 590 AM, Rutherford, North Carolina. We are on a low power right now on our FM. They are still installing the antennas and all wiring, and so we are on low power. We don't want the guy to get electrocuted and be shot across the field. So we're going to be jumping to full power on hopefully Wednesday, but we do have a lot of surprises coming on Wednesday, so make sure you're here at 100.9 FM, AM 590, AM, WCAB in Rutherford. Well, taking a look at some of the news this weekend, 27 isothermal community college practical nursing students were awarded their caps and pins at a special ceremony. The capping and pinning ceremony held at the foundation is the traditional graduation event for the students in the practical nursing program. And so congratulations to all of those. That from the Daily Courier. From the Shelby Daily Star, the State North Carolina Highway Patrol says 3 people died when a speeding car ran off the road and hit trees in North Carolina. Sergeant John Edwards of the Highway Patrol told the Fayetteville Observer that the wreck happened early on Saturday outside Lillington in Harnett County. He says the car appeared to be traveling more than 100 miles per hour when it ran off the road. He says the impact was so severe that the driver's seatbelt ripped. Edwards said the wreck killed the front seat passenger, 21-year-old Sarah DeWynn Samantha Alamino, and the back seat passenger, 23-year-old Austin Luke Banks of Alabama. He says Alamino owned the car. The patrol has not released the driver's name because the family has not yet been notified. Facing first-degree murder charges and after spending one night in jail, William McCullen wanted to talk to someone about 3-year-old Jordan Dumont. He asked the Gaston County Sheriff's Office deputies if he might speak to Detective Brian Dalton. Dalton described to jurors on Thursday how McCullen killed the helpless child. McCullen said, quote, he punched her 2 or 3 times in the stomach hard. Dalton recalled from the conversation with McCullen about 2 years ago. He said it ticked him off when she would not take a nap or would not eat. McCullen admitted that he struck Jordan before that day. He'd used a drumstick to hit her feet before. During this beating on August the 15th, 2016, Jordan didn't cry. She screamed, Dalton testified. He told us he lost his temper, the detective told the jurors. McCullen faces life in prison if jurors find him guilty as charged of first-degree murder in the death of Jordan DeMont, the daughter of his living girlfriend, Jaylene DeMont. In the first day of testimony on Wednesday, police testified how they searched for the little girl McCullen had reported missing for parts of 2 days before finding her body on August the 16th, 2016, in a shallow hole covered by tree limbs and dried leaves. On Thursday, police told jurors how McCullen confessed to her killing. He first tried to tell police he injured Jordan while swinging her around by the hands in a playful manner and that she accidentally hit her head on the couch, but would later admit to the violent assault. McCullen said after beating Jordan, he laid the little girl, who weighed just 32 pounds, down. He found her unresponsive. When he returned, he tried to resuscitate her with CPR, but it didn't help. He said he then called 911 and told a dispatcher he had awakened from a nap to find the little girl gone from the home. Police acted as if they were looking for a missing child, even though their experience told them this case would not end happily. Police eyed McCullen as a suspect from that first day. I told Jalen, the child's mother, we believe Jordan was deceased and that William was responsible for that. And he has the answers, that according to Detective Matt Sampson telling the jurors. So we'll be hearing more about that trial as that continues on. We've got that sheriff's report recorded earlier for broadcast right after this.
Hey, this is Brittany from the gift shop at Smith's Drugs of Forest City. Come see me for all your vacation needs, including sunscreen, sun hats, sunglasses, bug spray, and stylish summer clothing. I'm excited to tell you we have new summer sandals and booties. See you soon.
Coming soon to WCAB 100.9 FM and 590 AM.
Since your goodbye, everything turned 25 or 6 to 4.
Coming soon to WCAB 100.9 FM and 590 AM.
In the last 48 hours, the Sheriff's Office has responded to 253 calls for service. There have been 15 arrests processed, and there's currently 203 inmates housed in the jail. For incident reports, a Jody Nealon of Spindale reported a felony larceny of various U.S. currency taken. A Michael Thompson of Mooresboro reported a felony breaking and entering, larceny after breaking and entering, and breaking and entering of a motor vehicle. There was numerous items taken: a vehicle radio, speakers, hand tools, and 2 blower heaters. Kara Duncan of Forest City reported a break and enter of a motor vehicle and a larceny from a vehicle. Items taken were a purse, a wallet, several debit cards, some cash, and the victim's driver's license. 3 Nails Incorporated of Newland, North Carolina, reported a larceny of a motor vehicle. The vehicle taken was a 2003 Ford F-150. Terry Phillips of Forest City reported safe cracking and a misdemeanor larceny. Items taken were some medication and some cash. And for arrest reports, Kyle Avery Cox of Rutherford was charged with assault on a female and communicating threats. He received a 48-hour domestic violence hold. Wesley Thompson of Rutherford was charged with larceny of a firearm and possession of firearm by felon. Received a $20,000 secured bond. Billy Joe Cosby of Ellenboro was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor and communicating threats. Received a $1,000 secured bond. Joseph Hedrick of Forest City was charged with resisting public officer and second-degree trespass. Received a $3,000 secured bond. And Amanda Ledbetter of Rutherford was charged with failure to appear. Received a $3,000 secured bond. That's all I have this morning.
Well, then on this date back in 1981, July the 29th, 1981, millions and millions, and especially Americans, were by their TV or standing in the streets of England waiting on Princess Diana or Lady Diana Spencer as she made her way to St. Paul's Cathedral in London to marry Charles, Prince of Wales. Now, the music was provided by 3 choirs, 3 orchestras, and a fanfare ensemble. Diana's dress was made of ivory silk taffeta, decorated with lace, sequins, 10,000 pearls. It was designed by Elizabeth and David Emanuel and had a 25-foot train. The couple had 27 wedding cakes and was watched on TV by an estimated 750 million people. Charles and Diana separated in 1992, divorced in 96, and sadly she died in a car crash on August the 31st, 1997. The parents of William, who married Catherine Middleton on April the 29th, 2011, and Harry, who married Meghan Markle on May the 19th, 2018, and had Diana lived, she would be the grandmother of 3 adorable grandchildren. Well, taking a look at some other notes in history on this date. During the Civil War, in 1864, during the Civil War, Union forces tried to take Petersburg, Virginia, by exploding a gunpowder-laden mine shaft beneath the Confederate defense lines. The attack failed. In 1916, German saboteurs blew up a munitions plant on Black Tom, an island near Jersey City, New Jersey, killing about a dozen people. In 1932, the Summer Olympic Games opened in Los Angeles. In 1942, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a bill creating a women's auxiliary agency in the Navy known as Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service, WAVES for short. In 1956, President Dwight David Eisenhower signed a measure making "In God We Trust" the national motto. In 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed a measure creating Medicare, which began operating the following year. And you hear this in a lot of movies and a lot of crime shows on TV. 1975, former Teamsters Union President Jimmy Hoffa disappeared in a suburban Detroit area. Now, although he is presumed dead, his remains have never been found. In 2001, Robert Mueller, President George W. Bush's choice to head the FBI, promised the Senate Judiciary Committee that, if confirmed, he would move forcibly to fix the problems at the agency. Mueller became FBI director on September the 4th, 2001, a week before the 9/11 attacks. In 2003, President George W. Bush took personal responsibility for the first time for using discredited intelligence in his State of the Union address, but predicted he would be vindicated for going to war against Iraq. Well, police are trying to determine a motive on Saturday after they said a man fatally shot 4 family members at 2 locations, including his father and stepmother inside a Texas nursing home, before killing himself there too. Richard Starry fatally shot himself inside Retima Manor Nursing Home after killing 85-year-old Ernest Starry and his wife Thelma Montalavo.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Kyle Busch stormed back from the bottom half of the field at Pocono Raceway Sunday for his 49th career NASCAR Cup win and the 6th of the season. Busch won Sunday's race after post-qualifying inspection dropped him to the back of the field. He said it was difficult for him to nose out his own teammate, Daniel Suarez, to collect the win.
Kind of feel bad. I was the guy that was in front of Daniel when he finished second. He could have won, you know. I mean, he was right there with us all day long. I couldn't shake him. I couldn't get away from him.
Suarez was the first Mexican driver to win the pole in a Cup race. Chipper Jones and Jim Tomei were ahead of the class at the annual Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Cooperstown.
I've never considered myself to be in the same realm as Mickey, Hank, Clemente, Cal, and the other greats on this stage. They're baseball royalty.
For a kid that grew up hitting rocks in our gravel driveway until my family and neighbors couldn't take it anymore. This is the ultimate dream come true.
Also enshrined in the hall on Sunday were Vladimir Guerrero, Trevor Hoffman, and former Detroit Tigers teammates Jack Morris and Alan Trammell. The Panthers on Sunday held the second consecutive day of practice in full pads. That after Saturday's first padded practice in Spartanburg saw right tackle Darrell Williams carted off the field with a torn MCL and right knee dislocation. Ron Rivera yesterday wasn't able to confirm when Williams could return, but he said the offensive lineman was upbeat after he met with team physicians.
He was very optimistic and very happy about a lot of things, and obviously the biggest one is that it wasn't an ACL, so and I know that took a lot of pressure off his mind.
Greensboro native John Isner shrugged off his disappointing exit at Wimbledon by winning the BB&T Atlanta Open Sunday. He beat fellow American Ryan Harrison in the final for the second straight year, and it's the fifth time in 6 years that Isner won the Atlanta Open. With that, he joins Jimmy Connors, John McEnroe, Andre Agassi, and Pete Sampras as the only Americans to win an ATP Tour 5 times or more. This is NCN Sports.
Darlington Raceway. This is tradition.
The white flag flies for Bobby Allison.
This is iconic.
Petty appears to be smoking, and Gale now is pulling away.
This is legendary.
Truex is at the wall, and it's Hamlin going to the lead.
Come celebrate 7 decades of NASCAR at Darlington Raceway.
Things can make a big difference. You know, when someone smiles at you, and right away you feel better.
Diego 5-4. Meanwhile, the Dodgers losers to Atlanta 4-1 as Atlanta avoided a 4-game sweep. They also pulled within a game and a half of the NL East leading Philadelphia Phillies. The Cubs pushed their lead in the NL Central to 1.5 games over Milwaukee in a 5-2 win over the Cardinals, while the Giants topped the Brewers 8-5 to avoid a 4-game sweep. Boston still leading the AL East by 5.5 games over New York after the Red Sox and Yankees both pulled out wins Sunday. Boston blanked the Twins 3-0, while New York doubled up on the Royals 6-3. Houston, they suffered their season-high 4th straight loss to cut their AL West lead to 4 games over Seattle. The Rangers 4-3 winners over the Astros. The Mariners, meanwhile, they exploded to beat the Angels 8-5. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We should see a mix of clouds and some sun around the area as we start the week. We'll have some widely scattered to scattered showers and thunderstorms possible, a couple of those with locally heavy downpours. Highs will reach about 81 to 86. Tonight, there's a slim chance of a thunder shower or two, otherwise mostly cloudy and muggy. Lows in the upper 60s to low 70s. We'll have a good shot at showers and storms from time to time Tuesday. Lots of clouds tomorrow and a touch cooler, high 79 to 84. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
And then take a look at our extended forecast for Wednesday. Cloudy skies, chance of thunderstorms, highs around 80 degrees. For Thursday, cloudy showers, highs around 80. Friday, more showers, highs around 80 degrees. And as we make our way to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, mostly cloudy Saturday, highs around 80. Just a 50% chance of showers. And then Sunday, cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms, warming up to 85 degrees. Right now we're at 71 degrees, patchy fog in the area, so do be careful. And it's 8:30 at AM 100.9. I'm sorry, I got to get this right now. WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM, Rutherford, North Carolina.
Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds. This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
Good morning and welcome again to Word of Faith Responds. Thank you so much for listening to us. We're so glad that you're here this morning with us, and we want to share with you some more wonderful things that God has been doing in our lives at the Word of Faith Fellowship. And so today I have Klaus Peterson with me. Klaus is actually from Denmark. He came here in 1997, is that right, Klaus? Right. And ended up finding his wife at our church, and they got married, and he's been here since he got married and has had a wonderful life here. But he wants to share with you about how he met Jesus Christ in Denmark. And it's truly amazing how God reaches out to everyone in the world, no matter where we're at, no matter what our backgrounds are. God loves us all, and God reaches out to us, and God wants a relationship with us all. And so you're going to hear today how God came to Klaus all the way in Denmark and got to his heart. And if you were listening on Friday, you heard his friend Kim share, who also came from Denmark to our church a little bit later, and they were both friends together in Denmark. They spent a lot of time together in various churches and Bible schools in Denmark and Sweden, and became very good friends, and they still are very good friends. And so their testimonies actually are connected together. So if you were listening, you'll get to hear sort of the second part to that from Klaus. And if you did not hear that, you can actually go to our our website, and that is wordoffaithfellowship.org. And you can hear all of our radio programs. And so you can find the one that was from Friday, very easy to find. And so you'll get to see and hear Kim. And now we're going to hear from Klaus. So Klaus, go ahead.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. It's a major blessing to be here and to be able to share what Jesus has done for me, because there's no greater honor than to walk with Jesus, and to come from Denmark to Spindale, North Carolina, it's a miracle. And it shows me that I don't care where you are, what state or what country you live in, God knows where you're at, and He's got a plan for your life. And that was something I never knew. I never knew I had a call of God on my life. It was like all that was centered about was me when I was growing up. I was an only child, spoiled brat, so to speak. And my life was just tormented, because in Denmark, I don't understand the philosophy, but it's supposed to be one of the world's best countries to live in, and it don't make sense to me, because when I was there, we had one of the highest, if not the highest, it was definitely one of the highest rates of suicide. And if you have the world's highest rates of suicide, it don't make sense that it's the world's best country to live in. But all the world's looking at is material things, probably. So they look at the middle class. We have so many people in the middle class that it's such a so-called good country to live in, but material things cannot fill that void where God's supposed to be. So growing up, we didn't have no Bible in our home. We didn't go to no church. I didn't know what a Baptist church was growing up. You pretty much automatically a member of the Lutheran church in Denmark, and you get baptized, and that don't mean anything to you. It was just a ritual. You don't really never get any familiar or any insight in what it really is to walk with Jesus. So it was a foreign thing to me up till it took about 20 years of trying to fill that void with parties or drinking or whatever. I never really had no alcohol, problem or drug addict or anything like that. I was just kind of right there in the middle, but still tormented, because you try to fill your life with all these things in the world that can't satisfy that void in your heart. So finally, after about 20 years, it was in my early 20s, I started thinking, what is meaning of life really? Because my parents, they were always there, and they did an excellent job according to the world, because they really laid down their life and tried to do what they could and what they knew to do to help and raise a child. But it just don't work. There is just no peace. You can have all these material things. I started having a car and bought a house, and you can do all these things, but it's just empty. It's void. There is no meaning of life and no direction, and that started hitting me in my early 20s, and I said, I got to find out what the meaning of life really is, because I asked my mom, what is meaning of life? But she couldn't tell me. She didn't know either. So,
had your parents gone to church at all growing up?
Not that I know of. If they have, I don't know.
Did you ever go to church growing up?
No.
Did you ever read the Bible?
You had to go to church about, I think, 5 times or so before your confirmation when you are in the Lutheran church. But the pastor, he was talking more about ball games and whatever. He really didn't have a hold of God at all. And so, no, I was not familiar with anything as far as church goes. But God was drawing me, and I started going to the library and start getting books about New Age, about all kind of spiritual things. And I am so grateful to God that if you really want God and you really want to know who He is, He will make a way, and He will put people in your life that you never knew and dreamed you were going to meet for you to have the right connections to get in the will of God. Because there was a radio program that had just gone for a while every Monday night, and they were inviting people in and sharing a testimony. And after
was this like a Christian radio
program? It was
a
Christian radio program, and it was a minister that had broken out and started finding out that Jesus actually healed people today. You can actually pray for people. So he started this radio program, and he was taking people in that could share the first hour, and then the next 2 hours you can call in on the phone directly, and they'll pray for you on the phone. Some of them in the back, and some of them directly on air. And I started listening to that, and I said, that's amazing, because the word that really got to my heart was, Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if He's the same today as He was yesterday, that means He can actually do the same thing today. He can heal people, take care of you, meet your needs, do whatever you have, He wants it to do for you. He can do it today. And that was kind of revelation to me, because when you look at the Christians in Denmark, they don't live like Jesus is the same today, and yesterday and forever, because it was more like a bunch of hypocrites, so sad to say. That was the whole mentality. In Denmark, if you become a Christian, it was almost like, what's wrong with you? What's your problem? And if you start going to church and mean business and really act like the way you're supposed to, the thinking was, you're going to end up in a mental institution. You're going to end up in Broughton, because you're going to go crazy, because there was such a wrong thinking about religion, or it was all mixed together, and it was all bad. It was something like, don't touch any of that. And the first 20 years of my life, I didn't want to hear anything about God, nothing. Not a thing, because it was put into you that it was all bad, and they all related it to the Middle East. You see, that's always war. There's always something going on down there, and it's just not good.
So in Denmark, this is how the society as a whole was viewing Christians and other people who pursued beliefs and faith. Is that how Denmark was?
That's it. That is really bad. And when you first start serving God, it's almost like there's a handbrake or whatever on your life, that you can't really serve God, because you have that put into you that don't give your whole heart, because it's not going to be good. And it takes a while to find out, well, maybe that was wrong. Maybe God is good. Maybe there is a plan for God to come into your life and take control, because you got to be in control of your own life. You got to have a hold of everything you're doing, and that's the sad part, where Jesus, He's standing knocking on the door and said, I want to be in control of your life. I got plans that you don't know about, because He says my thoughts are not your thoughts, and I'm finding that out and looking back from the last 20 years that God knows a lot better than me. I don't know what God has for me, and that's in one sense good, but there's so many people, they never receive what God really had for them, because they don't understand that if you don't give it all to God, He don't give it all to you, because there's no way He can give it to you unless you give your heart to God and start believing in God. And so I can't start going to that church, and it was it was all excited. And
now this is the church. So you were telling us you were listening to this radio program, and they're talking about Jesus is the same yesterday, today. So you decided to actually go and attend this church?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't do it right away. I listened for a while, and then I said, okay, since this whole mentality of thinking it's some wrong people, I'm not just going to go in there. I took my car, drove around the building where the people were going in and watching what kind of people was going in there, because I was going to see if they looked normal, because I didn't know.
This is you were saying this is you grew up in Denmark. You're saying if you actually go to church, they think that you have a mental illness.
There's something wrong with you.
So you grew up thinking that. So you're watching these people to see if they have mental illnesses as they're going to church before you go in there?
That's right.
So what did you find out as you were watching these people?
They look normal. I said, okay, maybe I can go in there, because I don't know anybody in my family to go to church. None. No relatives. I never had any interactions with any Christians, so to speak, all my, up to that point in my life. So I didn't know. And you're always scared it's going to be some kind of cult or some kind of weirdness and some kind of, because that's what you have heard, and been put into you. It's something weird. So I went in there one day and said, okay, I'm going to go in there. They look normal. And it was kind of a shock to my parents, because they didn't have a clue of what was happening to me, because they tried their best and it didn't work, and I was always unhappy. And I never lacked for any material things growing up, but I was just unhappy. It could just never be satisfied. And I started going to this church, and they were preaching about Jesus, and he was like a healing ministry. He said, you want to receive Jesus? Raise your hand, and he would pray for them. And if you're sick or have any kind of problems, come on up here in front, and we'll pray for you. So I raised my hand and I said, okay, I'll receive Jesus. If you say he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, and you can pray for people, for the sick people, and they get healed, I said, okay, maybe I can do the same thing, because if you're not healing them and Jesus is healing them, I can pray for them too. So I started praying for the sick too. And I started seeing people getting healed, so that proved to me that I was for sure nobody. And I didn't have any religious background, and for God to pick me and start using me to heal people, that made it real, real to me, that God is real. You need to change your life. And I started, in the beginning, you can't stop sharing with people, but sometimes you share a little too much. You get too excited, because you gotta sometimes wait till God tell you to say something, but in the beginning you can't wait. And my parents, they didn't understand a clue of what I was talking about, especially my dad. He said, you're the one that's changing. I'm not the one that's changing. You do whatever you want to do. I said, okay. I realized you can't force any excitement on anybody else. God has to draw people. So my mom started reading the Bible, and she started realizing, because she had been sick for years and years and years. And one of the reasons I wanted to go to those meetings was really that maybe I can pray for her. Maybe somebody can pray for her, because she had stomach issues for the most of her life since she had me. Something happened. I found that out later, and so I kept going to the church, and I was traveling a little bit with the man there that was preaching, and we were having services all over the country, and God was drawing me and wanted, a relationship with me. So I come to find out I need to know some more about God. So I want to go to a Bible school. I said, there must be more than because I don't really know. They were ready to put me in as a minister and take hold of the youth group and do all this, because I was no drug addict, or I wasn't like alcoholic, or I was just kind of in the middle class, just had my life halfway decent together, not together at all, but really just it looked like I had a halfway decent together. But when you don't know Jesus, you don't have nothing together. And I was kind of, don't put me as a leader, because hey, I'm here to learn. I'm here to find out who Jesus really is. So
you just joined the church recently, and they wanted to put you as leader.
Yeah, they wanted me to put me. I said, well, I don't really know how to lead people because I'm learning myself. It's all new, brand new to me. I don't have no religious background. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and go to Bible school. So after a while, I found a Bible school in Denmark and attended there, and I quit my job, and I went to Bible school and came back, and I said, well, I know a lot more about God now, but I don't feel like I know God the way I need to. Because you can read a book or 15 books about Donald Trump or the president. Do you know him? Not really. Not till you call him up and start talking to him. And that's the book knowledge you sometimes get if you don't press in and cry out to God and have that personal relationship with him. It's just false religion because you're talking about somebody you don't really know. But when you get to know God and have that personal relationship with God, it's real and it's the true religion because it's not just something you read in a book. It's something you walk with every day. And for you to listen to this, God knows exactly where you're at, and he wants a relationship with you. It don't matter how many times you read the Bible, it's all about crying out to him and say, God, you got to make it real to me. You got to make these words, real in my life because they are from you. They are for you and they are for me. And the more I cried out, I just want to know you. I just want to know you. I ended up saying, okay, I got to stay for another year on the Bible school. They called it mission school. So I stayed there for that and came back to the church, and I can preach the gospel and pray for the sick, but that's just not enough. That was not enough for me because you can settle in and say, okay, that's it. And you struggling with those lustful desires that you have grown up with, and God is wanting to deliver you, but nobody talked about deliverance. I went from one preacher to another preacher and said, hey, I got these lustful desires in my backpack here I'm trying to get rid of because they are tormenting me like I'm living in a prison. And that's not right. I feel, you feel like something's in your life that don't need to be there, and you need deliverance, but you don't know how to get it. And you try to find people, and Kim and I, we drove around the country to all kind of meetings everywhere. We were to services, meeting churches, and trying to find Jesus, and trying to get everything he had for us. And I talked to minister after minister and said, can you pray for me, and can you do this? And one time there was a real famous minister. I was chasing him down after a service. I said, can you pray for me because these devils, they are tormenting me? And he prayed for me right there and in Jesus' name. And sometimes you got to have more than one prayer. It's not just, it was great. He prayed for me there, but it didn't work. It has a lot to do with you got to be consistent. You got to, learn about deliverance. So it's not just a quick fix. Jesus, he wants to deliver you every day. He wants you to learn to join to him, and then sometimes it takes a lot of prayer to get some of these past tracks broken off of your life because God wants to set you free. God has the power to deal with those ungodly desires, those issues. It can be drugs, it can be alcohol, it can be whatever. God has a plan to set you free. And if you cry out to God, he will put people in your life. And that's why I said, okay, I came back to the church, and that church was kind of, you call it liberal church. They were all about reaching out to people, but there was no steaks served there. It was all milk. It was all about raise your hand and receive Jesus, and the rest of it is good. And then just leave them there. You bring a lot of people in and you don't take care of them. And when I was preaching, I always wanted to teach them and show, hey, there's a lifestyle that need to change. There is a Jesus that's waiting on you every day, want to talk to you and have relations. But they did not focus on that as much. So I said, okay, I'm going to have some more food. So I was looking for Bible schools all over the world. I was looking for America. I had a friend of mine, he went to Korea. Yonggi Chu's church out there was the world's fastest growing church, and I was looking for a church in New Zealand. They're all over the places, and ended up finding one in Sweden. I said, I'm going to go to Sweden. So I told the congregation one night, I said, you need something to pray for. You can pray for me because I'm leaving. I'm going to this church in Sweden and going to go to Bible school again. And they pulled me over afterwards and said, okay, you going to that church. You can't come back to this church anymore. You out of here. I said, okay, that's fine. But I just got to know God. I know there's a lot more to it than just live. I can't live like a hypocrite. When I started surrendering to God, it was either surrender everything or not everything. It's either live in the world or not the world. And God was trying to get the world out of me. Because when you start serving God, it don't just change, everything don't change just overnight. It takes a work of the Spirit to get all of that out. Like Moses, he was in the wilderness for 40 years to get the world out of Moses, so he was ready to be the minister God wanted him to be. And sometimes God want to pull you aside, and he want to do a work in your life so you can be what God has called you to be. And I was ready to find that church, and they cut me off right there, and I said, that's fine. I know for sure at this point in my life that God is real, and he's big enough to make a way. He has a plan for my life, and he has a church for my life. And if man tells me I can't come back to this church, that's fine with me, because I'm not serving man, I'm serving God. And God will make a way. So I actually packed all my stuff in my car. I didn't know where I was going to live, so I drove to another country and didn't have a place to stay. And I said, God, I know you called me to this Bible school, and I'm going to be there for a while, and I know you have a place for me to stay.
This is in Sweden. You're
yeah.
Starting another Bible school.
Yeah,
You've been to one, and now you're going to another one, and
yes, sir.
Sharing with us, you really are still searching for God. You know there's things you're missing in your life, and I'm looking at the time here. We don't have much time left, but go ahead and tell us, because somehow you end up here. And so how did that happen?
Yeah, I went to Bible school there, and after 1 year, I said, okay, I can still go back to Denmark and preach the gospel and pray for the sick, but I'm still don't feel like I know Jesus the way I know. I need to. It's still like I told you about reading a book, learning how to ride a bike. You can't read a book, learn to ride a bike. You got to get on the bike and learn. You got to get with Jesus and learn to walk with Jesus. It's not just head knowledge. That can't. You got to learn to walk with Jesus every day. So I went to the second year of Bible school in Sweden, and they had actually just started up a third year, a mission school. And after 2 years, I said, I am still not ready. I still don't know the voice of God that I need to. I'm still struggling with some desires from the past I need to get rid of. And I signed up for that third year and was supposed to be a team leader, go to Poland. But right at that point, about 2 months before the second year was over, we were supposed to go out and knock on doors, and I was in the preaching class, and God put a person in my life. There was a lady there. God spoke to me, you need to knock on doors with her. And it was 1,000 students, and out of 1,000 students, now a lot of times I did not know a lot of people in that church. I didn't spend a lot of time with all these students, and what I spent time was actually crying out to God in the woods. I used to walk a lot out there in the woods and crying out, God, I got to know you. I got to know you. And for hours and hours and hours, I believe that's the only reason I'm here today, because I cried out to God, and God showed me one person out of 1,000 students 2 months before it was over, and she was sharing with me about Sam and Jane Whaley, and I didn't have a clue who they were and what was going on, but I felt like God was showing me I needed to find out who that was. So they had a meeting. There was a couple of churches in Sweden that was affiliated with this church in North Carolina. And I ended up going to the third year of Bible school there and said, I'm quitting. I'm not, right when it started, because there was a seminar, a weekly seminar, where people was coming from over here, coming over there, and
from Word of Faith Fellowship here, North Carolina. They were coming to Sweden.
They was coming to Sweden and having seminars and teaching about Jesus, and that was a turning point that I didn't know, but when I look back, I see that was a major step for my life, because I started getting to know a lot more about deliverance. And these people was teaching about prayer that I never heard about before, but it was strong prayer. And sometimes it takes strong prayer. It takes whatever God, want to do in your life so you can break the power of these soul ties and these things from the past. And that was something I never heard before. But God had really, it might sound strange to your ears, but in my heart it felt like, that's right. This is what I need. And I started saying, okay, I packed my stuff up and I moved to one of the churches that was affiliated with this church here. And over the course of 3 years, I had been to Bible school for 2, I was in Sweden 5. So over 3 years, we were in that church, and Sam and Jane Whaley ended up coming over to Sweden and having seminars, and I got to know them, and I must say that they had something I did not have. And I saw there is something I need. But after 3 years, the churches in Sweden fell apart, because when you got sin in the camp, there's no way you can stand. There's no way God's going to anoint when there's sin in the camp, so it all fell apart. Kim went back to, he was up at that point and went back to Denmark, and I came back to Denmark too, and I said, okay, I'm going to spend the summer in Denmark, and then after that, I'm going to come over here to North Carolina and find out what's going on. And after that summer, I came over here, and it was like coming home, and I have not left ever since. It felt like that was the place I needed to be, because they could talk to me about the past. They knew how to be delivered from the past. They knew how to be set free from all the struggles you have in your life. And that was what I needed. That was what everybody else, all the other ministers, couldn't tell me. They told me there is a way to be set free from the past, and it is not right to live in sin. And most of the other churches, they covered it up. They did not preach the full gospel. And I heard the full gospel, and I've been here now for 20 years, and I must say I love it, and there is no other place for me, because God can take a man from Denmark and bring him to Spindale, North Carolina. I could never found that on my own, so I don't care where you at. You that listen and watch, God knows where you're at, and he can make a way. He can put people in your life. If you keep crying out and keep believing that God is who he is, he will make it work.
That's wonderful, and that is so true, Klaus. What a miracle God brought you here. Now, of course, you found your wife here. You were sharing you came here to visit, to see how this church was. You knew Sam and Jane, and when you came here, of course, you were sharing with me before how you met your wife here, Carla, and you ended up getting married to her, and then you, of course, ended up staying. And so what a miracle it is that here it is, you're looking for God, you want more of God, you have things in your heart that you know God wants that to come out of your heart that aren't right, and you keep looking and looking, and God brings you exactly where you need to be so that you're finally where he wants you. And what a powerful testimony. And so we're out of time, but we thank you for listening again. This is Word of Faith Fellowship. We're sharing with you about what Jesus has done in our lives, and we are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 to 9. Thank you.
Younger. Would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-526-1645. That's 800-526-1645. Again, 800-526-1645.
24/7 WCAB is serving the foothills of the Carolinas. Learn more about us at www.wcab59.com.
I said, I'm right by you, honey. Just hold on. Grandpa's coming.
But he couldn't get to them through a wall of fire. His great-grandmother